And before that, as a realtor. So real estate became like opening up doors for this new sector. And then I kind of my business started going into honest representation, where you had to deal with like following up permits inspections and dealing with architects and engineers. And so yes, pretty much became like a full services type of provider for the construction business. Yeah.
And I'm going to stop right there. Dead stop. Mike, stop. That a woman in construction.
Yes.
I don't mean to get like gender specific here,
I
but
know, yes.
has that been a hindrance? Has it been difficult to break through? Do men and women take you seriously? Is it something that's not even a negotiable? What's that like? Because you really put your blood, sweat, and tears into your business
Yes,
to get
that's
to
true.
where you're, and also for men, women, it's a hard certification. Tell me a little bit about that, your journey.
You're right. For women to starting in introducing themselves into this sector, which is very male-driven, is very hard because, of course, they are a little bit kind of because underestimate the abilities that we have. So there's a lot of issues with ego and macho men type of people that you have to deal with sometimes. But a lot of them respect, being a woman in that sector and being so strong enough to actually handle from being in a project full of dust, no toilets. You have to deal with a lot of issues like that for a woman sometimes is very difficult. But it is hard, but at the same time, as a general contractor, there is a lot of administration and financing involved. And for contractors, sometimes it's not easy to follow that up when, some males, let's say, they don't have the knowledge to actually handle their paperwork, in time and financing, manage their budget. So in that side, I think we women sometimes are a little bit more organized. But it is been hard, but I think there's more and more women coming into this sector because of the ability of organizing skills that we have. It's hard. It is very hard, but it's actually, for me, it's very challenging, but at the same time, I love it. Being part of a project that I just started from ground up and seeing it alive at the end, people using it and everything come out to be really beautiful.
Talk about a couple of your projects.
I started with new construction for residential, 5 bedrooms, five bathrooms in Miami Beach. Then I joined in as well for a building Normandy Island, and then my latest project has been a really beautiful one for a cigar company called Oliva, and they finished that in Miami Gardens. So for me, that was a great experience, and working along amazing people in that project. It just came to an end, closing the last part of the permit, but it was very beautiful. It's commercial, 60,000 square feet project. Working with the city of Miami-Dade, which they were really helpful. That was very nice with the fire department as well, Miami-Dade County. They all know me, so we did a great job there. And then other renovation projects like commercial offices, spaces, and residential additions and full renovations as well. So
why general contracting? What was it about it that made it so exciting for you to pursue? Tell me a little bit about yourself. Was it when you were a little girl and you were when you were in New York and you saw the skyscrapers? What was it that moment when you went, aha, this is for me?
I know, it is funny because I am Cuban. And I was born and raised in Cuba. And I always wanted to be a model and actress. And so that has nothing to do with being a GC.
And you're not that tall for being a model. I know, all right, skyscrapers, probably.
Yes, exactly. So I think it just became a passion because I'm a little bit perfectionist. And I just became very good at what I do, and I just realized that even if I don't want to be part of it, I'm just so good at it that it makes me very passionate about it. And yes, it's very hard, but it is very satisfying at the end to see that people really appreciate your work, they recommend you, and they're really happy to write reviews for you, and so that's very fulfilling. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful.
Yeah, but it is hard for women.
More
out
power
there as a
to
general-
you.
yes.
More power to you.
More women
What is it,
power, for
Rosie the
sure.
Riveter?
Yeah, more women power, for sure. Yes.
Thank you so much, and thank you. And I'm so glad
Thank
you're here
you.
to join this evening with us and to
Thank
meet
you.
other people. So thank you
Thank
for
you.
stopping off and here in the
Thank you.
studios.
Thank you for the opportunity, and thank you so much.
Thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about who you are, what you do, how you do it, why you do it.
Yes, definitely.
All those questions in 5
All those
seconds or less.
questions.
Okay.
All right. So I am Carlos Paez. I am a fractional communication leader.
Tell me what that is, a fractional communication.
A fractional communication leader is someone who is able to create strategies for communications for a company. In this case, we do it on part-time basis. Why is that is important? Because there are companies, especially the ones that we work with, small, medium-sized businesses, who has a very great business model, but they do not have a communications department. And that's what I provide. You have the business model that is working well, but you don't know probably how to communicate the best way with your stakeholders, with your clients, with your employees, with your subcontractors, and that's where I come in. You don't have to have a leader all the time if you don't have the resources. You can have it on a fractional basis. And I come in, I create the strategy, I help you implement, and I build the capabilities that will help you increase your sales. It will help you improve your operational processes to elevate guest experience, to elevate operational excellence, and that will definitely impact your revenue.
Is it having to do with how we speak? The rain in Spain stays mainly on the plane, or is it just how you're dealing with people and to get the job done in a most effective way? What does that look like if I was to hire you?
So the first thing I look at it is how you currently communicate and how you're positioning your business. So there is a little bit of branding in there. So we are going to look at what is your key messages. Are you telling your clients who you are the best way possible, or you're leaving something there to the imagination? So the idea here is that you are going to create a messaging architecture that will allow you to communicate so people will understand exactly what you do and how you can help them and what is your service or product better than anyone else. So I create the messaging. I help you also creating the strategy of how you deploy that. You also want to cascade that to your employees because they are going to be representation of your business. So we also work training your employees on how they're going to be positioning themselves. We're going to equip their sales force also with the messaging that is going to be more effective and also represent your company in a corporate way, the best way possible. So we are going to tell you also, okay, which are the channels that you have available and what are probably the best that you are going to be using to communicate with your stakeholders. So one of the target audiences that I have is precisely construction companies. Mm-hmm. Why? Have you heard things like, we have to rework this staircase because we did it bigger than it's supposed to be? And that happens because the specifications didn't arrive on time.
Does that ever happen to you?
Yes. You get points like that when the communication is not really connected through all the different parties and so.
So how would Sandra speak more acutely if it was her business? If it was her, which I know the staircase is perfectly sized and delivered.
So in this case, probably she doesn't have to be the one communicating. I will be the one creating the strategy to ensure that her employees and subcontractor know the specifications beforehand and they have it at the time that when they are building, everything goes as planned. Another area that is important is, and when we work with contractors, if we are a client, we always say, I never get that person to tell me what's happening. The project is delayed. And what's going on there is like we as providers sometimes forget to manage the expectations of our clients. So I create a strategy on how we're going to keep managing those expectations and how we're going to keep our clients
In the loop.
so they are happy with the process. Bottom line, all these communication strategies, what they do is they help run your project in a more smooth way, and therefore your client is going to be happier. And you will also be able to, I wouldn't say cut some corners, but you won't have to go beyond of what you are planning to do, because everyone will be informed at the right time, at the right place, and your executions will be the best.
So you're like an intermediary.
In a way, I am like the connector of departments in a company. For instance, I have worked in companies where if there is a crisis, the first person to be called is the communication leader. Why? Because I'm able to assess the situation, and I will be able to be calling the right people to help face that particular issue, for example. So the communication is kind of the connector and the channel that allows you to run not just a project but your business entirely in a way that is going to be more efficient.
And how long does the engagement usually last?
Well, as I mentioned, it's a part-time basis. It will depend on how much you embed the capabilities and how you master your communications. The reality is we never stop communicating, ever in a business. Right from the beginning to the end, we're always communicating. So let's say if you want me to build the capabilities for you, it could take, depending on how big is your company, 6 months to build the capability, but it doesn't have to be something that will have an end. We can come in, analyze what's happening. If you have things to tweak, we can do it. And again, it's going to be on a part-time basis, which is not going to be a full-time employee within your company. So you are going to be able to manage the resources wisely.
I love that. I mean, it's great for marriages too, right?
Indeed. Isn't it one of the keys
Do you
to success
like
factor a marriage? Communication.
That's right. I mean, it's like if it's working in the business, why not bring it home, you know?
Yeah.
Am I
Communication
I-
is always important.
Yeah, I do try to practice it at home too, though.
But I find it's so interesting when you're dealing with people. You could be saying one thing and they're hearing something completely different. I
Yeah,
mean, in
it's
your
all about
with what you're doing is,
perceptions
well, how did you get there? I that's not what I meant. But I mean, there's so much miscommunication in a world that's so into communicating.
Exactly. Yeah.
We're over communicating, but we're not really understanding each other.
Because they're not listening most of the time. They're thinking about what they're going to say, what you're talking. Most of the time happens.
Yeah.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, how do people get in touch with you for more information?
For more information, you can email me. My email is cpaez, as Paez, at tcohq.com, the communications office. And that would be the best way to get in touch with me. Or through my website, which is tcohq.com.
And what are you looking for as far as customers?
So I'm looking at small, medium-sized companies who has a very good business established, but they want to grow further, and the communications are holding them behind. They need sales. I can help them with the messaging. They need elevate their operations. I can help them with communications as well.
Sandra, you want to give us your email or your website again?
Sure.
Company name?
Yes, company name is SRA Services, and I think it's better to find it on Instagram as SRA Services. Email is sandra@sraservices.us. Phone number 786-899-7760. I think that's the best way to get in touch.
And who are you looking for to work with?
Well, I'm always open for new, challenging, big projects. So for me, I would be very interested in be part of new ground up or commercial projects that I can be playing a role as an honest rep as well with all my information and my knowledge and skills could be a very good asset for them. So yeah, I'm always open and happy to hear about new projects, especially when they are very big in size and challenging.
I love that. And the biggest thing we're going to do after this we're going to head out and go to a printer. We're going to get T-shirts made for all three of us, and it's going to say communication, communicator.
Communication is key important.
I want to thank you